do the web security education. It's a project and a course that we run at Pace University in downtown New York. And if any one of you is here for the web service talk, that's going to be downstairs. So I'm Professor Lin. I'll do the introduction as beginning, and my colleague, Professor Chen, will give a short demo about the toolkits that we developed. So here, I'll briefly mention about why we're doing this, talk about some of our partners and the architecture and teaching modules that we developed for these toolkits, what we call suite. And then talk about some of our evaluation plan, and we'll do a short demo to wrap it up. So here, the reason that we started to package a lot of the tools that we can find for web security is because most of the literature you find for web security and secure programming, those are actually for developers, for practitioners. But there are now a lot of things that we can readily use for undergraduate education. So that's why we're trying to find out how can we find the best tools and actually also develop very modular teaching modules that we can use. So what we have is this new toolkits that we package. So you'll be used to address this need for undergraduate security curriculum. And we package in VMware Virtual Appliance. And just like everyone else, we started this whole thing way back in the Live CD platform. And then we gradually move it to VMware, the machine images. So, but then again, when you have in the VMware, the problem is that the image is still pretty big. We are talking about 4 gigabytes of VMware image. So it's a little bit bigger than most of the flash drive that people will have for the 2G or 4G. So again, distribution might be a slight problem. So we actually load all those images on the laptops, so we can roll those laptops as a portable laboratory. So here, just to give you a brief introduction about what we are doing in security at Pace. So here, we are one of the Center of Academic Excellence, certified by the DoD and DHS. First started in 2004 and recertified again in 2007. And we have DoD supported labs with our own virtual infrastructure and also a couple grants that were supported by the DoD. In terms of curriculum, we have a graduate information assurance track that was shared by our MSIT and MSIS programs. And for undergraduate, we partner with our criminal justice majors, and we have this IA minor. And for the students, we have a couple of them actually have won the prestigious DoD scholarship award. So DoD will give them the full ride and board, and they will be guaranteed a job after they graduate. So this is a brief introduction. And also, of course, Owasp is a close partner with us. And what we mean by the open source software, we actually mean a lot of the Owasp tools. So here, for the toolkits that we develop, so underlying the OS, we can run it on both Windows and Linux. And we basically standardize on Fedora Linux VM. We also have another version that runs on Windows, but mostly we like Linux a little bit better. And on top of the web application layer, again, it's about how to integrate all those proxies and vulnerable web servers. We have like WebGo and Peros. So in this suite virtual appliance, we package quite a lot of stuff. So from the web application servers like the standard Apache and the Glassfish. And proxy, we have WebScale and Peros. We have some slight problem though with web scale compatibility. So we mainly will run Peros today. And for web testing, we have WebGo and some .NET security toolkits. And again, all your standard programming language stacks, and the IDEs like Eclipse and NetBeans, and of course some of the libraries that students can find useful. So in order to package all those tools in our curriculum, that we kind of have to teach students from the ground up. So we have 8 modules that we are in the process of developing. So starting from the very basic, we start with web server installation and talk about the cookies session management. And then moving on to web service-oriented architecture for SOA type of standards like XML, WSDL, SOAP. And we talk about how do you configure a web service application. And then we move on to add security on top. So students will start by generating their own X.File9 certificates and then install these on an Apache web server. So this will be a foundation that they can use to do a lot of testing. And then for secure analysis and design, again, we start to introduce a secure development lifecycle with collapse, abuse case, risk analysis, and sec XML. And students will be doing a test for doing a secure requirement plan and conduct a risk analysis. So moving from analysis to implementation, we talk about the OWASP top 10 type of problems: SQL injection, buffer overflow, and how do you do code review with static analysis, risk-based testing, and all that. And again, there'll be testing on the WebGo server. For secure deployment in the field, that we have to address things like cross-site scripting, and talk about architecture risk analysis. And finally, we'll add a pen test at the end, and also stress testing. So we have tools that will send DDoS attacks to the servers and allow students to see how they can balance the load on our test server. And then we have special modules to talk about how do we secure the AJAX applications. So here, typically in education institutions, we also care about the evaluation for all those projects. So here, so we have to talk about the conditions and practices to support a successful course development work, and also try to see if the modules that we develop actually help students in learning web security, and also talk about how our collaboration relationship with the industry can be improved throughout this process. So we have a couple of quantitative and qualitative measures that we develop over the course of the project. So mainly we'll be doing surveys with our students, and also with our faculty members. And then basically trying to get the numbers to see how